Hello, my beautiful followers. I hope you're all well. This is a bit of a different video this week because I'm not going to be talking about a specific car or dressing up in anything stupid. I am going to be leaving that for next Sunday, which is going to be our Christmas special, where we have very special outfits and a very special car, if you could call it that. But anyway, for this Sunday, I just thought I'm having a little drive around. My head's full of thoughts of how I ended up here. Now, a lot of you don't know me, and I ended up in the motor trade by pure chance. It really was. It was pure chance. It was a friend of mine had just opened up his own dealership, very small, quaint little dealership, was looking for someone to be, the salesperson. I had just come out of a 6-year career, almost 6-year career, being in charge of chain of nail salons, beauty salons. But I'd always loved cars and knew a lot about cars, and I'd go into my friend's dealership and I'd talk about the cars with him and just be fascinated by it all. And it was a perfect fit. We gelled. From there I went on to somewhere else. From there I then moved to London for 4 years, and where I was with Audi, and that was amazing. And then came back here, was with Ferrari, and now with Super Garage. So it's been a roller coaster and such amazing experiences. I'm so blessed. But it also gets me thinking, not many people fall into the motor trade or supercar motor trade by chance, or by default because there's nothing better to do, A lot of nearly all of my colleagues that I've worked with outside of Audi, outside of London, so everyone here in Spain, all of my collaborators, all my colleagues, all of my friends that are in the motor trade, they all ended up in supercar motor trade due to passion. Very, very passionate bunch of people normally in the motor trade, and a lot of them from around here because of where we are, because of where we're based. So we're based in Puerto Banús, which is always renowned for having the most amazing supercars on every corner. That also means that it attracts a lot of car spotters. Now, if you've never heard of a car spotter, it might sound kind of weird, but it's not. It's normally young lads, with really good cameras that their parents have bought them, and instead of going to the pub or getting drunk or whatnot on a weekend, they travel from all around the area to Puerto Banús. There's certain street corners that they go. They have their group chats on WhatsApp, they have Instagram pages, and a lot of them have been doing it for years, and it's their hobby. They don't make money off of it. It's their hobby. There's a few really, really good channels on Instagram. There's one on YouTube now, and when people they grow out of the spotter phase and they actually need to start getting a job, a lot of them by default or by the contacts they've made through their spotting era or phase, they end up in the motor trade. And it's amazing to see how passionate I think we all are about the cars. Everyone's really nerdy about them, and not in a I know more than you kind of way, but in a passion. I mean, I've met so many particular individuals over the years, and there's a guy who knows all chassis numbers off by heart, and if you tell him a car, he'll tell you the full number plate of any car around Spain. It goes past just the circle here, and it goes to this whole national way, and a lot of people who didn't end up in the motor trade end up doing things related to the motor trade, like a couple of my friends who do the vinyl wrapping started off as spotters, which is really, really curious. And I don't think there's many other jobs that you could get to from your passion. So I feel very, very blessed. And as the year is coming to the end, it's the first year that I've had this channel, I just thought I would share that with you guys, just so you've got a bit more insight on what it is like to sell supercars, because we do meet the most amazing people. You meet people and you find yourself in situations that you wouldn't normally, earning the kind of money that we earn, which is a decent wage, but we're not, none of us are millionaires. If we were, we wouldn't be invited to the most amazing villas. You know, when we drop cars off or pick them up, we get to drive the most insane cars. And when I stop and think back at the cars that I've driven, and I've driven nothing compared to some of my colleagues, and my colleague I actually work with, I mean, he's driven, you know, everything from all the classics to the modern Paganis and Bugattis, and I haven't got that far yet. I think because I don't know, a lot of time maybe I did have the opportunity, and I just thought, man, I'll do it again, do it another time. But if you know how to make the most of it, and like I said, the main thing is that you're driven by the passion for cars, this is an amazing trade to be in this country. I don't know in other countries. I know that in places like in England, all of my colleagues had studies, they'd all studied something. You know, I was the only one there who didn't even finish high school. You know, I was the only one that left school at 15. Everyone else had been to uni or at least to college, done a degree in something. Yeah, so when I was in the States, I went for a few interviews with, well, not interviews, but just, you know, touch base with a few dealerships within the Penske group, which is who I worked for in the UK. Just to get a feel for it, because I am really, really attracted to LA. I love LA, and I do believe that I will live there one day. But what I found though is, I don't know if I'm right, and correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I just had a feel that in America, the motor trade is kind of like hairdressing in Europe. So it's just something that a lot of time it's not drawn by passion, it's just drawn by something that you fall into, you know, not necessarily hairdressing, but the beauty industry itself. Now, a lot of people that you talk to, oh, why do you do nails? Well, I wanted to do something that I could work for myself and have my own hours, but it's not because they're passionate about it. And that's how I felt in the States. I just felt like everyone that was there was just there because they maybe tried something else and it didn't work, and they just kind of ended up in the motor trade. But here, with my sector of high-end supercars, it's definitely passion drawn, and every one of us that's in the motor trade here, I think, are very, very lucky. Anyway, positive vibes, that's what it's all about. I hope you guys have a great week and didn't get too bored with me ranting along for a little while, and we will see each other next Sunday for the Christmas special. Stay tuned. Bye.